so they both going with clutch right away, and each going with the smaller character. Let's see what these last picks are going to be. Any Galena? Seems like we had some. Galena's been pretty popular here. Scale bearer.
Very tanky roster overall for Futile there. He's got the clutch and the scale bearer. ScizR, much more normal layout, of course. Going over to Corrupted Keep, you can definitely understand the preference to go for the more tanky champion just because of how close quarters that map can find itself sometimes. You need to constantly refresh your health pools. We were seeing in that Grego matchup, that was a constant thing with Grego poking his opponent and just constantly forcing him away from some of the bigger power-ups to just go in these little mini refills every once in a while. So
I know ScizR's been really strong with the rails, so I'm wondering if this was either it's just thinking, I want to take the rail away and turn this into a, an LG rocket battle with this guy. So I'm wondering, I'd be curious to know what his thoughts are with the map selection.
We are gonna jump into this one now. And we'll see what the initial picks are. That's where my curiosity goes to see if Futile is
surprised.
Prepare to fight.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't go with Anarchy right off the bat.
It looks like he is, yeah.
Round begins in 3,
Let's see if he switches
2,
it. Nah,
1.
Sticking with it.
Round 1.
All right, yeah.
Fight.
Yeah,
So,
you don't.
go ahead.
You want to take advantage of that, maximum health gain as you pop your ability. So you're going to get the most benefit out of that if you're using it early on in the match.
Well, ScizR, on the other hand, went into the other route here. He's gone for a clutch pick right at the start. So Futile's got a little bit of work to do to try to whittle down that massive health pool. He's starting it off, though, walking right into his opponent. He's got to be a little bit careful going near the edge of the map here, but so far, great job using the jump pad to juke around his opponent, forcing his opponent to run back a little bit there. Just really didn't get a whole lot of okay, that changed now. So it's just about 150 total. Now trying to chase into the armor, just gets it, airbornes him again, and close up. No, they'll trade each other, and it goes down 2v2 for the start.
Wow, an amazing trade there. Because ScizR was, he was stacked. So, and Futile was on his Anarchy, and he made the most of that rocket battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, so immediately getting into the action there for this first round, for our second map. Futile, well, now he's onto his clutch, and he's going up against a much squishier opponent here, so he can definitely have a little bit more freedom of movement, freedom to more specifically make mistakes here. But he has to be careful, he's not immune to all of it. He can still go down relatively quickly, but now Futile trying to dive into the fight. Opponent did manage to pop off the stealth, so we'll escape that engagement for now. Futile, however, still trying to look for a fight. Was hoping ScizR would jump back in to re-engage, but definitely didn't happen. But ScizR, great shots initially, bouncing his opponent into the air, though, and all that's needed there against the Knicks is going to be those 2 head-on rocket shots, and it's enough to get the second kill here now for Futile.
Yeah, aggressive push in the room, took some damage, but just landed that one good rocket to throw him in the air, and I like how he took his time. He didn't panic, with the Knicks flying in the air. He just made sure he landed the follow-up shot because he knew it was death if he landed it. So
Futile again trying to push up close and personal here by using the shield to do it. Timing the shield pops perfectly. Note, when you do shoot with the shield up, it does take it down for a moment there, so that's why he has to time that appropriately to make sure he doesn't leave himself vulnerable to those rocket hits. Futile, though, doesn't really do too much. It's enough to force ScizR out of the fight, but not enough to kind of keep him back for right now. He can still very easily recover most of that health pool and get back into the engagement, but Futile is controlling these power-ups beautifully for just pure brute force right now, pushing into it, and he's got a massive stack. ScizR cannot contest that right now. He has to kind of weight some of this down and try to pick off the health at range.
yeah, I was a little surprised he was there for the heavy armor to begin with, but Futile is just, he's running everything right now, and he's on clutch, so he's running around with his 200, 150 while he just rocket jumped.
Futile now getting his opponent stuck into the room, gonna leap over top, the shield pop
Nice.
again, and he's got him on the run now, trying to chase him down with the LG. He'll finish it off and claim the first round.
Nice. I love that. That was just nice, strong play. Strong, aggressive play by Futile there. Got some damage, popped the shield, rocket jumped after him, planted another rocket, and finished him with the LG. Just a good play, and I like how he didn't hesitate at all on that rocket shot. When he recognized the kill was going to be there, he just went for it.
So great stuff there from Futile, as it definitely seemed like he needed a little bit of a warm-up in the first map, but he's shown up to party here now in Corrupted Keep, dominating so far in the first round. Now it's ScizR's turn to come back to the front round performance here. So he's on the clutch again, but nice hops from Futile, trying to get behind his opponent and make that shield worthless. He does a great job of that one. Took a lot of damage himself, though. He still has to worry about that massive health pool to whittle down. So ScizR recovered most of it with relative ease. He's trying to do more in range. A little bit careful of the lava pit though. Not staying there for too long. And now being chased though by the clutch. The hop out of the way of the rocket there. So futile still pushed into a relatively small portion of the map that he can actually play with. And for ScizR, he's got a lot of control on that clutch to play with. Futile again forced back a little bit here. Shots inside. We got extra damage up close, but in comes the aggressive push with the shield. Those clutches seem to be dominating this game so far, as now ScizR claims his first kill of the round with it.
Yeah, futile got caught on the doorway there, slowed down a little bit, and clutch came up right behind him with the finishing rocket.
Now ScizR, well, both of them are going to go at each other. Unfortunately, ScizR doesn't have a shield this time, so futile is there for the trade, and now he's the only one remaining with a clutch here, which has been the defining champion so far in this map. So he's going to have a pretty hefty advantage going by the track record so far. But we'll see if ScizR can turn it around on the Knicks.
Yeah, they both seem to got that the idea down with the pushing with the shield and the rocket launcher. I mean, it really is devastating. So you time it right. I mean, there's not much your opponent can do but run.
So still in a good position, just controlling the mega health room. In a second here too. Yeah, he heard that. Heard the ScizR push. 63 damage is a lot against the Knicks. So the Knicks is going to end up with a little over 50 HP. Now have to leap back over into the fight, but the shield is ready to go. So futile has no problem at all holding that one back, and then just waiting down the rest of it here to see if ScizR would go back in. Won't be the case, but futile gets himself the full health pickup again. And if he wanted to, he could have routed it over for the armor, but he's not really going to try to do that. He's just going to let ScizR pick that up for now, which will give the Knicks a little bit more firepower to engage into this fight with. I think he might have mistimed it, actually, because he did just run over here looking for it, so he might have just been unaware that the spawns were that close.
Well, given he had no armor before, in my opinion, I mean, he should be looking to grab this light armor. Because he had 0 armor. So the mega health is nice, but he had 0 armor. So you might want to just get some. So you can get up to 100 with just grabbing the lights. He doesn't even need the heavy enough.
Oh, he does move in here. Sneaks out. I think he just barely managed to get the mega health pickup there. So stole that one away. He is once again going to lose the armor though. And ScizR, well, he's been refilled. He's actually in a pretty good spot here to try to win this battle versus the clutch finally. There we go. Perfect timing for ScizR to finally take that engagement. And when the time was right, he wins it out. Problem is though, he does have to take down another tanky champion. So this is kind of an annoying duel for ScizR, as he just has to go up against the scale bearer now, which is not that much less squishier than what we saw from the clutch.
Yeah, but he's got a frag lead, although you can't really. It's a little hard to protect on this one, given the size of it. So I just got to keep doing what he's doing and pressure on futile. Don't do anything silly.
He's doing some good work here right now with the rockets and constantly avoiding his opponent's ones as well. He's going to use the stealth offensively to try to close the gap a little bit here. Closing that range. Unfortunately, his opponent recovered quite a bit of health. The spawn's up at 8 seconds, but he's not even going to need that, as ScizR does close out, trading out the rounds, taking us 1 for 1.
Yeah, good switch to lightning gun there. I mean, when you have those tankier champions, that really is a weakness of theirs. So, you got a decent lightning gun. I mean, you can pin these people. So it was good. He pinned him on the clutch as well, and it's really switching to lightning gun at a proper time. You could really, one, it does hella damage, and two, it kind of disrupts their movement, right? Just pushing them around. So it's a good turnaround there by ScizR, especially after that first round.
And ScizR again trying to be careful with his engagements here, just by being on the big clutch now. He already missed that. So he's going to have to wait down the timer on the full armor. He does try to jump back in, but needs a rocket to the face. So he's going to be propelled back a tad. But spawns are coming up in a moment. I think he wants to get aggressive here to steal the mega health. In fact, there we go. There's the shield pop. Let's see. Can he race him over? Oh, that rocket really messed him up. I don't think he's getting there in time, and he knows it too. So unfortunately, that one rocket from futile did bounce him up, made him run into the wall, and killed his chances of racing over to the full armor in time. So he has to suffice with just having the mega health control for right now. Nice read on the rocket, though. 2/3 of the damage it could do. Connecting on to futile there. And keeping this anarchy quite low, actually. Doesn't really let him use the advantages. Oh, this is a close push, though. A lot of damage with that LG, but no commitment from futile. Doesn't want to dive into that fight, and the read. Futile just standing there, eating that rocket hole, and now he's got to be a little bit careful. ScizR, I don't think he was expecting his opponent to spawn right next to him, so he does have to run away a bit, but now the spawns work out in his favor because he can run over, get the full armor, and now he's back into a pretty good spot.
Yeah, futile just decided to left strafe and catch that rocket with wide open arms there. So it was a nice placement by ScizR, but futile, I think I don't know, I think he was trying to line up a shot or some machine gun or something, and he just strafed right into it.
So again for ScizR here. keeping himself a little bit on the lowdown for right now. A little bit more quiet here. He does have that advantage. Gained it pretty early on, so there's still plenty of time for this to get turned back on its heels. And he once again does prioritize the pickup of the here over the armor. But bouncing his opponent. Oh, and the follow-up rocket's nice as well. That's full 100 damage. He's got him on the run now. Just needs to close out. The shield's back up, but he's shooting through it. And the LG, he's trying to close the gap, but he can't use those rockets through the shield currently. Now ScizR's down to 12 HP, and they both have to make a run for it. Neither one can win that fight with absolute certainty.
I'm laughing. That fight was so close. Oh my gosh. These guys.
Oh, it's still close too, but ScizR, nicely done, leaps in there, gets himself the mega health, and now he has a huge advantage. And Futile, he's got to get the heck out of here.
I literally have an ear-to-ear grin on my face right now. They were so close. Both of those guys. There's some 5 health and 12 health, I think it was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Both of them were like a shot away from dying, essentially.
A gust of wind would have killed him.
ScizR is back up to full HP. Futile is still only working with about 25 though. He needs to look for some of these smaller, he needs to look for some of these smaller health pickups. There we go. But he's only back up to 50. It's a small amount. Thankfully, he's got this run here. There's this little diagonal path you can take and get like 5 or 6 of those bubbles in a row. So he has control of that right now, and is going to end up with the mega respawn too. So ScizR, obviously, if he had that intel that Futile never really got a lot of pickups, he easily could have just pushed in and ended the round right there. But or ended Futile's life, excuse me. But just, I guess he assumed he got a little bit more health back and just didn't really want to take the fight. Now, though, they're going to leap back into it. The shield popped off. I don't believe ScizR has his ready, or he doesn't want to pop it just yet.
Yeah, he does.
So Futile is going to fall back.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't push back on him.
Yeah.
I thought that was the big plan there. Was you know, he's backing off shield. Once the shield was down, he was going to pop his and push right back at him. But he took more of a defensive posture.
Now he's got it though. He's got another 15 seconds till his opponent's shield comes back up. Futile pushed into a corner. He still has a lot of armor to whittle down, but ScizR has so much health and still 50 armor, so he can easily jump in on this engagement right now. Just choosing not to do so. Holding back to run the timer down a little bit more here. Keep in mind that is something that ScizR can do as well, but he would probably want another kill just to be completely safe. Especially with there being a minute left. ScizR will win this round if it goes more than a minute.
1 minute warning.
Without Futile trading this kill. Yeah, and I think ScizR just trying to dodge the fight. Look at him.
Yeah, it's just.
So he wants to escape.
I mean, realistically, he only needs to win like 1 more engagement. If Futile charges and he lowers that stack again, he'll be hurt.
Look at this now. Lobbed him up in the air with the 100 damage rocket. Now he can go for the kill easily because he's got his shield. This is the re-engagement now. And oh, they actually trade each other. Doesn't matter though, because ScizR still has the advantage with 30 seconds left. But Futile has a very tanky champion to play off of here. So all he's got to do is find him. And there we go. There's the lockdown. ScizR knows that this is dangerous, so he's going to immediately pop the stealth and make a run for it.
Very, very close.
It's all spot on him, so ScizR's got to run again. Here comes the charge, too. Run, ScizR! He gets up into the air, dodges the charge last second. 3 seconds remaining for him to try and get this kill and take it in OT. 1 tag, but it's not going to be enough. And ScizR does win it out on the timer.
He wall jumped over the top of him there to avoid.
That was clutch.
He wall jumped. So he did a nice little double jump off the wall, and he went right over him.
2, 1.
Very close rounds. These guys are very evenly matched. It's really is in the balance right now.
And now we go back, resetting again. It is map and match point for ScizR to push forward into his round of 16. For Futile, this is his last chance. He's got to complete a sweep again. He's already got 1 round that he traded up before, but now he needs to win the next 2 straight up. For ScizR, a little bit of an awkward battle.
Doing that. Yeah, you got to be careful as an anarchy. You got to be careful doing that. I mean, he can give away far more than you can.
ScizR, oh, that's rough. Thankfully, he popped the shield at the last second, but did just destroy his armor pool. So he's got to run around for a moment to try to recover some of this. And oh no, he's trapped now. The LG is going to easily finish the job. Nicely done by Futile. The movement there was great. Just trapped him in the boneyard to be able to complete the first kill. So Futile has an advantage to start off round 4.
Yeah, good read. Cut off the map. Had good high ground. Popped him that 100 damage rocket and finished. I mean, there was nothing ScizR could do after that.
futile again. Push back here. Thankfully, he's got the movement speed. He's going to try to turn this fight around now. And it's a good thing he's going up against the Knicks, as that job's going to be a lot easier to do. But, he leads himself right into that final rocket. So ScizR gets the kill. And now we go back down 2v2. This kill's happening really early, though. And, ScizR, this might be a little bit over-aggressive. You're going to try to push him with only half HP on a newly spawned clutch? That's probably not going to work. Yeah, ScizR pails out from that fight real quick. And now has to go on a health recovering mission.
Got away with one there too. I thought futile was gonna. I thought he was gonna follow him and really try to finish him because he was really low. So.
Oof. Dodging that fight too. Keep in mind, only 50 HP. It's very, very squish. I think he's trying to run around the map to get his next mega health spawn, but futile has it. There's no way he's stealing that. It's easily going to ScizR. He can take the armor spawn though, but the problem is he is gonna have to watch out because futile can chase this down as well. But he doesn't look like he's going to. Well, he's trying to leap over here, but he's gonna be late. Yeah. Overcommitted that fight just a little bit, so he was a second or two behind. He can still get the kill, though, and in fact he does. Leaping forward, had the shield on cooldown, or off cooldown, and was able to finish the job against the Knicks, despite her picking up the full shield right at the end there.
Yeah, nicely done by futile. Again, this is evening the score. These guys are, I mean, this is going back and forth right now. ScizR made I think a little bit of an error sticking around with that lightning gun. I know he's pinning the clutch, but you gotta read. You gotta keep thinking about when's that shield going to be coming up again. He should have known that he hasn't seen it in a while. So that was just a good play by futile to get aggressive, and ScizR getting a little too comfortable with that LG stream on the clutch.
Yeah, and ScizR just got like super aggressive at the end there for some reason. Thought he had the ultimate advantage to close over the map, and then just threw himself at one of his last champions, especially on his fresh spawn there too. Just kind of lobbed himself at it, continued to fight, didn't really make an attempt to escape at all. Granted, it was going to be hard to escape, but still. So futile makes a nice job with solidifying that round after it was kind of looking like it could go either way for a few moments there, and now really had control over it. For futile here, well, he's got this Knicks locked down. As you'll note, this is the first time that ScizR has actually chosen to spawn with the Knicks instead of going with the clutch initially. So both of them are going to be on their relatively squishy champions to start off here. Futile all over the place, man. His movement, he's just going so fast right now. There's no way the Knicks is going to be able to keep up with that, and he's doing a great job. I don't even think he's doing it intentionally, just dodging these rockets on accident. There we go, leaping into it, bounces his opponent, couldn't read into it, but the follow-up is great. And he does get that first kill while barely taking any damage himself in the fight. Even the freshly spawned clutch taking a whole lot of damage too. Most of his original armor spawn that he spawned with there is going to be pretty much gone. And futile, well, he's got both of the power-ups now. So he does have quite an enlightened health pool to play off of here, and he's going to be able to continue forward. Now he's on a rampage here, claimed the second kill. ScizR only has his Ranger to try and turn around this 1v3 if he wants to end this series on this map.
It seemed to be having a problem tracking down that Anarchy. I mean, granted, Futile's really flying around the map, but you gotta maybe slow it down a little bit and have that Anarchy run into you instead of chasing them all the time.
Oh, look at this from futile, beautifully done. The rocket jump up onto the railings. The character's even gloating about it in game, if you heard that really quickly. Jumping up onto the railings and then following it through with the LG to close out. So it's futile that takes map number 2, and this is the first time today, at least on the stream, that we are going to go 1-1. It'll go to a third and final map to determine who wins this and who will push on into the round of 16.
Yeah, very, very evenly matched. But again, I want to point out the item management. Looks like futile definitely got the better of it, grabbing more of the heavy armors, more of the mega healths. And in a match that close, you got to think that's the difference.
Yeah. So with that said, some great stuff from futile there. ScizR kind of had his comeback moment. Futile had a great start, but at the very end of it, we did end up seeing futile kind of come through to close out of the match after ScizR had a few bold rounds himself. So third map, excuse me. They should be good to do it immediately here.
I'm thinking, let's see. So they went with, I'm thinking ScizR comes back to Blood Covenant.
Okay. Yeah, we did
corrupt. That's my guess.
We did corrupt to keep in ruins already, so just waiting. Yep, and there you go. Called it perfectly. ScizR made the pick, so they're gonna go over to Blood Covenant for the third and last map. And we should clarify as well, guys, this is actually our last match of the day, so this is going to be our last map coming up here in just a moment as they're getting into the server now. So let's take a look at the draft and see if there's any change-ups again. There was actually quite a few change-ups from the first to second map, so we'll see if that happens again for the third map here.
Prepare for draft.
Let's see. Futile's got first pick. thinking about it, or just egging us on a bit here with the delay. There we go, the clutch. All right, so no surprises there. And the Ranger, same thing. ScizR's been using that pretty consistently. And the Nyx follow-up. ScizR now coming back into the pool for futile. He sees that in first map, but then pulled it out during map 2. Since the map is so small, I don't think he really needed the active here. It's going to become a lot more useful on this map.
Surprised if he doesn't go with. He didn't go with Anarchy. I thought Anarchy was really working good for him the last map. So surprised he maybe didn't stick with it. Feel a little bit of that, that positive, feeling from doing so well with Anarchies. I thought he was working it.
Well,
A little surprised he didn't go back to it.
Well, let's jump into the map now and take a look here, as he's going to pick a little bit more of a spread out toolkit this time instead of going over to the Anarchy. And yeah, he was doing pretty good. I think on map 2 though, he just didn't have it oftentimes went down so quickly. He was able to use it okay for the first couple moments of map 2, but it seemed like it was just dying so much. Maybe he didn't feel as confident on it anymore. Gone away from it. But anyway, we're into the map now. And obviously after the players get through the warm-up and whatnot, completely load in, we will start the map. And we'll get to see. This is the defining map. And again, this is to push forward into a round of 16. Many of our round of 16 matchups have already been decided. You saw at least one of them earlier. And actually, this one might get canceled, so give it a second. Futile just asked for a restart.
Prepare to fight.
And I think we are going to
ScizR
restart.
agreed. Looks like, yeah.
Round begins in
All right.
3,
Yeah, they're going to restart.
2,
We both agreed.
1.
So admin should
Round 1, fight.
admin should cancel
find another
in
way.
a second here, I think. Right, let's see. Did they... Futile left, right? Yeah, Futile's not even there, so... It should cancel out in a second here. And then yeah, like I said, we'll just get the players back in lobby and whatnot. It'll take a couple moments, but we can restart the match relatively quickly and then jump into that third map. I like how ScizR didn't disconnect in the event that the admin said it wasn't okay. It was like,
Very.
it was like maybe I can get a map win off this after all.
I don't think, better safe than sorry, though. I don't.
But yes, the admin, for those we actually, I think we went off the screen before the admin actually typed it. But yes, it was okay. It was allowed. So consider both players agreed to it. I don't know why it wouldn't be. So yeah, we're just gonna have those guys reset client really quickly, and then they can jump back in and get started with this third and final map. But let's take a look at actually some of the bracket here since we have a few moments time. We'll just refresh the page and see who else has managed to push forward into that round of 16 so far. We should have a lot of those matches finishing up now. This is probably one of the longer round of 32 matches. I think we've held it as well. So id pushed all the way through. Seed 1, not really a surprise there. He's going to be playing off against Boots in his round of 16 match. Moving down, we still have Grego is currently playing against Hoyt in their round of 32 match. That one is not concluded as of yet, but he's going to be going up against Quebec, who interestingly enough has an Australian flag next to his profile. Now that would be impressive if he is playing from Australia, considering the ping differentials that would come into play there. But maybe that's just him having fun with his profile. Moving down a little bit more, let's see what else here. We have MDO, and he's going to be going up against either JRMY or Gruix, I think is how you would say that name. There's a lot of numbers in that name. And then a little bit further down, we have Roulette taking on Death Row. We did see Roulette play a little bit earlier versus Brick, where he beat him on that match. Moving down a bit more, Sane is going to be going up against Jeffra. And then we have JSO taking on the winner of this match, actually, Futile or ScizR, depending on who wins this one. Going down a little bit more, like I said, we have quite a few matches here. We are getting to the closing end of the bracket, though. Mav LP will take on Stone. Disco Ryan is going to end up going up against Carnage. So we saw both those players. Obviously, everybody knows who Carnage is. We saw Disco playing earlier, and he was actually really good. So that should end up being one of the better matches when we do get to those on Sunday. Like I said, Disco Ryan versus Carnage. That's the final round of 16 match, and the winners of each of those will earn qualification for the regionals. The losers, they'll have at least one more chance to play in the upcoming weeks, as they'll have qualifier number 4 still to participate in.
Yeah, I'm looking for Disco. Looked strong today, so I'm curious to see that that matchup with Carnage. Should be a great game.
All right, so I believe the players are good now. So let's jump back in and take a look here. I think the drafts will remain the same too. Just have to get them in the server. They've readied up everything. So let's see here. I think so.
Yeah, they're going to go with the same picks. I'd be shocked if they Unless maybe one of them had a change of heart. That's why they wanted to restart. It was all gamemanship.
It was all. Needs a restart. TeamSpeak issue.
Yeah.
That's the common excuse in other games. Are you actually seeing the draft right now? Because I think I might have a.
No, they're not. They're not on the draft.
Okay, so they might actually be. I just see them changing champions.
It's just.
Let's see.
They're just setting up.
Yeah. Okay. It should go in. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is because I saw them like changing characters. So I don't know if it like just isn't showing us the draft UI or something like that. But yeah, we're just stuck at the ready screen currently. So we might have to restart it again. We'll see in a second here. Oh, in game when we actually have the draft screen in front of us, of course.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a draft. So if they're drafting, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, that's why, because they kept changing characters. That's why I thought that they were drafting and it just like wasn't showing it to us or something like that. So, trying to make sure that we're not the only ones with this issue. But yeah, we've had a lot of good players push through, and don't forget as well that we still had the previous week's qualifiers as well. I can actually just rattle off these names. Bit of a mouthful, of course, but for North America specifically, we had Mavlo, Griffin, Clamp, Airbucks, Necrophagist, Gelishak, Chance, and Lavuk. I think it's Lavuk 3. I don't know if it's an E at the end. They qualified in week number 1. Week number 2 is when we saw some of the bigger names coming into the fold. Specifically, Rafa and Dehang both qualified in week 2. Horsey Doodoo was another one that qualified in week 2. DueL, Pit, Waz, Sniper Eyes, and Ven Medic were the other ones that managed to push through. And of course, we had the other 16 from the European side.
Curious what's going on here.
So we might have to.
Okay, yeah, we have a. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So let's see if this works this time. All right. So let's see. All right, cool. Looks like it's working now. I think so. Let's cross our fingers. There we go. All right, cool.
Here we go.
That was a little weird, but we are good now, so we can hop into it here and take a look at the drafts again. Like I said, no reason why I think should have changed. So yeah, I think I was right actually. I think it was just showing us the drafts, but only from like the single pedestal thing. So that was interesting. Yeah, it looks like everything's pretty much the same. I don't think anyone changed anything, right?
Let's see what happens. I mean, these matches between these two, it's been so close. I'm kind of really anxious to see what happens here because it's coming down to just a few engagements, decision here or there. So who's going to come out and be strong here and start off right? And even then, it seems like if somebody gets off early or wins that first round clean, or even the first 2 rounds, somebody else comes back and wins the next 2, and there we are in sudden death games. Two very even guys.
Looks like we are in the match now, so they should be good to start off here as soon as the warm-up concludes. And finally, we can get started with this third map. Again, I do apologize for that little bit of delay. Players had restarted, and we had a small bug there. Getting into the casters. Me and Machiavelli here had a little bit of trouble connecting to the match, but it seems like we're good now. So let's jump into it and take a look now and see who is going to be one of our last players to move forward into the round of 16. We have a lot of our matchups for Sunday decided. And don't forget that we also have the sacrifice qualifiers coming up tomorrow for North America. Those are going to be played out. So you guys are definitely going to want to tune in for those. Those should be starting at around the same time we started today. So make sure not to miss that when we do start it off tomorrow. But let's jump into it. Let's take a look. And let's see who is going to be our champion here to push forward into the round of 16 and into the final stage of this open qualifier.
Yeah, ScizR should have heard him down there by lightning gun. Yeah, let's try to get a read on him right now.
Immediately, they do leap into combat here. Futile with a nice combo. He's low himself, though, so he does have to be a little bit careful and re-peeking out for this. And oh, ScizR! Nicely shot from down below. Hits the final rail gets himself the first kill, and he is off to that hot start that we saw on some previous maps.
Yeah, that's a really good start for ScizR to start off now. The items are separated. I mean, he has a good good kit. He's missing an LG, but he's got the rocket rail ready to go. So he's got both items on timer. He's in good position right now. Really good position.
Nice rail follow from ScizR here too, and trying to read into it with the rocket launches that you saw there, but not hitting on those just yet. ScizR is going to be forced. Come low to try to make a run, but here's the thing. Oh, look at this. Beautifully done. Races in, chases an opponent. He does get the mega health. The problem is he's eating so much damage right now that it doesn't matter. He had the mega health and the full armor, and Futile was still able to melt through that to trade the kill. Just a tad bit aggressive from ScizR, and he was not able to trade that back out, along with the fact that Futile still had the shield up. That's what really killed him there. And now Futile jumping back in, hits another rail on ScizR. ScizR hit his too. Problem is, though, is that the health pool for Futile is obviously way better, so ScizR could not take another rail hit, whereas Futile could have easily stayed in that fight for another shot or two.
Yeah, that was a great play by on pillars by Futile to get aggressive and utilizing the the movement for clutch to dash over there and really get into space in a hurry. And I think it threw ScizR completely off guard, and it messed him up. He got the finish. I mean, he really just won that rocket fight, cut into space. I don't think ScizR was ready for that.
Futile. Now forced up on top here. So he's gonna have good control over the spawn still, gets himself the health. Oof, just dodging that rail, thankfully. Yeah, the big problem for Futile is still lack of armor, because he can just run around and easily get these little armor pickups, but he only has half of that pool right now. So he does need to increase that, despite the fact that he's going up against the Nixon. Oh, it's a good thing that ScizR missed that shot, because that could have been hugely detrimental right there. One more shot for that, he would have been a dead man. So now he's once again on the run, trying to dodge some rocket shots here to recover his HP. Timed this perfectly, though, so now he can run around, get the full armor, and attempt to make a run back to the health. I doubt he's going to make that happen. Let's take a look at where ScizR is. Actually, ScizR...
Yeah, but ScizR made an error there, yeah.
Yeah, ScizR didn't even realize that it got picked up, so Futile does complete that run, and now Futile's got himself a nice little tank stack.
He's stacked, his shield is up. He's looking to put up some damage.
Got bounced a little bit there. Thankfully, he had the shield to try and dodge a little bit more damage, but actually missed most of the dodging part of that one, so he's still going to end up at about 50 HP at the end of it. Thankfully, Spawn's coming back up, and he has 5 seconds to run to the other side of the map if he wants to. ScizR is here, though, so it is going to be a little bit crazy for him to try and make that run. ScizR, though, again, ignoring the spawn on the health, so he's just going to run back over here to the armor once more. Now he's got to realize that the health's back up. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think he realized. I don't think he now he finally realized. I don't think he had timer on it. That's why he was running around like that.
So he's back up on top now, trying to move back in. Spots his opponent. Nice little fadeaway rail as he dives back into stealth. Once they continue this fight, thinks he's got him on the ropes after that one. But keep in mind, that armor spawn just came back up, and he just rejuvenated it. And the shield is also up, too, for the clutch. Still doing decent damage for ScizR, though. Futile down to just about a tick over on both the armor and the HP. He's recovering some of it now. But still, ScizR is not able to get enough damage in there to complete the kill. And we are, as you just heard it, obviously going past the 1 minute mark. Both players are still even, but with both getting close to a kill, this next kill could determine who wins the first round.
Now, once again, coming down to the wire with these two.
ScizR jumping into it, nice rails. Does pretty much destroy the armor pool for Futile and put him on only about 75 HP. So these guys are pretty much even unless Futile can recover more of that one. And there you go. There it is. The shield's going to save him for right now. That's not going to last forever, though. He needs to get into a better position. He gets hit again. No. He's going to be dead. Thankfully, the spawn of the health just came back up, so he can survive another volley. But ScizR, regardless, though, hits that and then bails out. One more shot and he would have had it. And he had Futile in an extremely open position, but decided not to go for it. So bails out, goes for this armor pickup. And now he can try to go for it too, but the problem is now Futile's had a good, he's had a good, 5 to 10 seconds here to go and recover some of his own HP. So he's going to be back up to a more normal level as well. Overtime now getting started. It does become next kill will win first round.
ScizR has to be careful here, even though he's, in control of the stack. He comes around at the wrong time. That shield's up now for Futile, so he's got to be a little careful about that.
Impressive.
Futile popping up on top. Shield time, he's great again. Unfortunately, he's not going to block that much, but thankfully for him, it does have a relatively short cooldown. And there's also the cooldown pickups that he can get to. These little things right here should bring it down to about 15, I think, right around there. Yeah. And even, oh, tagged. Thankfully, he's got max stack on health right now, so he doesn't need to worry too much about that. The shield, thankfully, in part due to those cooldown pickups, he's pretty much already got it back up. So. Now he's gonna go run. You hear the footsteps in the Nyx. Keeps running into those rails though, and in fact, the rail messed up his own rail shot. He flicked it a little bit too far to the left and missed it, so he's not returning any of the damage. ScizR though still continues to play ultra passive in his current form here. Does not want to take this fight if he has any chance of losing it at all. Just a bunch of fadeaway rail shots. The problem is though is that futile keeps recovering from it. He continues to have control over both the health and now the armor too. So he's gonna leap back in and oh, all right.
Oh, I was surprised a little bit there.
Futale's just diving on this now. He's tired of playing ring around the rosy, and yeah, he definitely had the advantage there. So ScizR, in my opinion, just kind of waiting too long for that, and then eventually futile just so stacked up. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take this fight and win. I had like way more health than you, so I can easily win this fight, even if I make a bunch of mistakes.
3.
Yeah, you got to be careful getting too passive there. I know he was trying not to make a mistake, you know, sudden death and everything, but giving your opponent too much of the map, especially with the differentials and stack, I mean, it was, I agree with you. It was really pushing him around at the end and causing him some problems. So he never really could get that clean engagement he needed to. You know, start off one is get that stack down to more equal, and he just couldn't do it. Anytime he seemed to run into him, the shield was up again, ready to go.
Futile hitting the first rail shot this time. Not a great follow-up, though. He did realize it a little bit too late that he might have had the ability to re-engage on that one and go for the full-on kill, but still, at the very least, it'll send ScizR running first off, thinking a bit of a pickup. And Futile is going to be able to keep control over this armor spawn, too. Spawns are split, but only by about 5 seconds, so more than likely each player will get to control their own respective pickups for the time being until someone decides to get aggressive. And nicely done. Sneaky from Futile here. Problem is he's in an open, just a shooting gallery here. And Futile did not leave himself a lot of cover. Did enough damage, though, again, for ScizR to force a fallback. So ScizR does give up the fight.
Yeah, both playing real passive right now, just securing their own items.
Dive back in again. Futile.
Oh, some nice rockets there by Futile.
Futile knows he's got it too. He was hoping ScizR would stay up on top there, but oh, Futile. Nice return. Got hit by that rail on the drop down and nicely done. Keeps dodging these shots. ScizR, you got to be a little bit better with that. One more and you're done. And there you go. You're out. ScizR losing his first champion at just under 2-minute mark.
Yeah, good pressure by Futile. He's just consistently putting pressure on him, hitting those rails and cutting off the map, and you know, putting more and more pressure and just leaning on him, and you know, eventually ScizR just got caught a couple times and down he goes.
And ScizR
turn around.
Early pop of the walk here, so he's gonna try to make a run away from this now. Get better positioning. Open arena to that one. Nice rail shot. Problem is, it's immediately negated by the health pickup. At the very least, all it did was eliminate most of the armor. But ScizR still has good control over some of these power-ups and now can run over and get the full armor himself. But Futile, he's actually pretty far away, so ScizR's going to be able to get that pretty much consequence-free. And I'll dive back downstairs where Futile gets the wrong read. Thought that ScizR was going to try to maybe make a run over here for the health pool, but not the case.
It looked like he made a little ghost walk read there, but you know, the Futile wasn't around.
Futile still holding back too. Again, it's super slow here currently. Does do a nice job of juking past ScizR. I think ScizR did spot him though, so he is going to leap downstairs. Oh, missed the rail though. Rail whips all over the place, but a close-up fight. Direct rail hit it over to the LG. That's a mistake when you're floating in the air, as that just gave Futile the ticket he needed for another direct hit to close out on the kill. And now brings ScizR down to his last champion in this round. And he's even going to try to chase down the kill immediately. Look at this. ScizR's on the run, stuck in a corner. He's got the mega shotgun with the cheeky switch to the rocket right at the end. And there you go.
Nice slow play by Futile there when he needed to. And then, you know, turned it on again. Just that selective aggression, you know, recognizing that, hey, things have turned. I have a chance for the frag now. And of course, the nice midair rocket, you know, going up the jump pad. ScizR really didn't have a prayer. He was standing right over him. I mean, that's just look up and shoot.
Yeah.
So,
absolute final round here now. Started with ScizR, having a dominant stance at map number 1. Map number 2 went to the dead heat. Round number 5 to settle it. And now here on round 3, we have the potential for this to go full circle, but in the opposite direction. And for Futile to take this one in a 3-0 fashion if he continues to show dominance on this map. Look at this. Oh, Futile actually getting hit by a rail early on. So it is kind of going to negate that additional mega health pickup. He's going to lose this health in just a second here. And we'll be down to just the normal pool. For ScizR, he got the armor pickup. So he's actually got a pretty good stag going right now. And Futile's in a pretty exposed position with, I mean, he's got no pickups. We're 50 seconds into the round. What does he have? An LG. That's basically it. And an upgraded SMP.
Yeah. He's definitely in a not a good spot right now. ScizR's going to be applying pressure. Curious to see if he can come with the reverse sweep pressure, like all the other maps we've been seeing. So
we haven't had it happen yet. It's been close a few times.
Yeah, it's been close. Let's put the pressure on. I want to see if he can snake this one round, and then we'll talk about the next one.
For ScizR, very carefully trying to look for the opportunity to lock down on Futile. Futile has been
Futile.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he needs to get more of an arsenal here.
There we go. Poured it up.
And
Did eat some damage.
it.
It's worth taking that rail shot though to get the pickup here. Now he can fight up close. The bounces.
No.
There's one. Misses it because of the railing getting in the way, but still able to put his opponent down on the ground and complete the kill.
ScizR. I mean, the dire orb, going up there, and he just ate a rocket right away. He teleported right in front of him. So he just started off that engagement really bad for him, and it ended up with him dying.
Not to
It's
mention
a little too aggressive.
Not to mention just that too, but there was the good minute and a half where Futile didn't have anything. He only had the LG, and I think he picked up a shotgun at one point, but that was really it. So ScizR had all that time to engage and didn't use it.
That's a big point you just made, because Futile was really just buying time, didn't have a whole lot. ScizR was running the map and he didn't get anything for it. In the end, he ended up getting fragged, and now Futile has pretty good control, assuming he gets this heavy armor.
I'll pick that up. Not to mention too how late that kill happened. That was about a 2-minute deep kill, so only 2.5 minutes now for Futile to not only trade this frag back out, but also get an additional kill if he wants to win this one via timer advantage there. And Futile's going to delay this now. And there we go, just poking it at range. It's a sniper fight right now with the rails, and Futile's winning it. He does get tagged back a little bit, but that Nyx is so low. He knows it too, trying to jump back in, but no! Didn't realize that he popped the stealth and thinks that she's running back over for the full armor pickup. That is not the case. Actually, hold on. They could still reroute each other. The ScizR, or the Nyx, excuse me, is sitting right up on top. Yeah. The Nyx backs out at the last second. And it's a good
ScizR
thing.
needed something. Oh, it's not going to matter. He's going to be dead here.
One more shot. There you go. All right, finally got that kill. And look how close Futile was to dying. That almost got reversed. That would have been incredible in itself, considering ScizR was like sub 50 HP for a good minute almost there.
He's down to 5 health there at the very end. So I mean, it would have just taken Futile to really just brick his shots for ScizR to even have a shot at that. Because even with the 2 rails, it still didn't die.
Nice quick rail swap from Futile, and he has everything but the complete control over this map and this matchup now. It's currently 1-1, but if Futile gets one more frag or just stays alive for the next minute and 10 seconds, he will win this and push on to the round of 16. ScizR needs at least 2 kills to take this to OT.
Yeah, Futile he doesn't need to do anything crazy. He's just got a minute left. He's up 2-0. If you make sure he gets this, oh my goodness.
Well, speaking of crazy stuff, he's going to jump back in, and, well, he wanted to win it via frags, and that's what's going to happen there. As we get a nice close-up of his clutch. But it is indeed going to be Futile that takes it. He will win it 2-1, completes it from the backside there after ScizR took control of map number 1. Futile wins maps 2 and 3, and with that, Futile is going to push forward into the round of 16.
Yeah, very evenly competed, these two. I think